Hello everyone, this will be the review of game Chippy and the key was provided by developer. Let's start with settings. Audio should be okay. No music for sure. I will be maybe going lower with that. Video. It's not responding. Give me a moment. I'll just check those four. Right, full screen off and resolution works correctly. Gameplay. I'm not touching it. Input, okay. So what is it? It's a score run, boss fight, top-down shooter. Sort of a bullet hell, mostly, I would say. So, bullet hell game where you fight one boss at a time with multiple stages. There is 14 bosses. And you well, you don't level up, but you get upgrades within the run, within the boss fight. It's just boss fight, there's no other enemies. Two problems with the game. One was that I had leaderboards disappearing. I'm not sure this is fixed, but now it's okay, but I had it multiple times. Another problem is that the game doesn't run very well. Probably it's because something is running in the background. Right now I have nothing running in the background, so we'll test it again. The problem on top of that is that when it runs well, it's way too hard. It's really hard to avoid all the bullets on a closed arena. And if you have something running in the background, the game slows down to a crawl. So one thing is badly optimized, and another thing it's just very hard for the sake of it. It doesn't have any difficulty settings, anything like it. It's all leaderboards, all score run. You're supposed to die. Usually die from one shot, unless you have a shield. Then you can take one more, and you get some boosts while playing. You get some upgrades if you can catch them. You have to actually catch them. So let's try it. Let's try to play. I don't know. I have the other one, the Medusa. How do you even go up and down? Oh, like this. Okay. So let's try Medusa. Let's see how it works. Now, even now the loading is bad. I would also say it's overpriced because for this genre this shouldn't happen. Right. So you have this guy now. He works correctly, but as I say, I switched off everything. And even if I had one of two games idling, which normally is not a problem, I could play Borderlands pre-sequel when farming without any problems. This game choked, so you really have to run just this game, nothing else. Now it runs okay, it's smooth. Of course, it's extremely hard, and yeah, it's just very slow. You have to destroy everything pixel by pixel, and if you can avoid everything, it slowly happens. You have to also hit the spots. Yes, this is it. This is the game. You just die and it's over. Let's see, 5.5. Let's try to survive more. And then I'll show you one more boss or two bosses maybe. So you're supposed to hit those weak points. One is there on the left. I'm not sure if I have... No, I don't have endless range. I have limited range. Yeah, it's really hard to do if you have to do it perfectly all the time. I like those games when they have some sort of leveling system, when you can actually get any build you want. If you can play a tank, you are allowed to. If you want to, you are allowed to. Here, not really. You have to be perfect about everything, every aspect, and just keeps going like this. This is the entire level, really. It's just this one boss fight, right? So you do one boss fight or another boss fight, and they keep dying. Okay, let's maybe go to the easy one. Yeah. This might be more gameplay, less dying. I know why it loads so long. It's really almost nothing in the game. Yes, you're supposed to shoot him in the face. It's like a tutorial. You get the boost, and now you can fight the other one. Yes, you cut off his tentacles, sort of. to break through harder materials, kind of like in Minecraft. Harder blocks take probably longer to shoot through. And then when you hit the core, then he slowly dies. Right. So there will be phases, more phases of course. Cannon. Right, so I could use cannon, shoot it like this, and hope that there will be enough. Yeah, first level is easier, and the others are much worse. Not sure if I should be taking the shield, if there is even a shield available. It's hard to really pick the proper upgrade. It's not like you pick an upgrade, you have to grab an upgrade, to run into one. Those would be more damage. I would probably be catching all of them, but I can't. Let's try if I can heal the core. Probably not. Yes, I am hitting the core, sort of. Right. First fight's slower, clearly. So now I can risk and try to take something for damage. But I will die in one shot, right? So that's not good. Yes, I can repel, but he will do more. Okay, we did it. Now we take some upgrade. Double gun. Alright. Now we have to cut it off like this. And then we lose the element. Start trying to catch it. Should be cutting from this side. Right. So we cut it out. I think it's this one. No, it's wrong element. I should be cutting this one, the other one. Right. Now let's try to catch the defense. No, we have the cannon. That's not what I wanted. We have damage, I think. So again, let's cut through this part. Right, he lost it. Should get this stuff, whatever that is. Yes, sweep. I'm not sure what is sweep. Ah, can we? Yes, we can sweep through those. So this helps. And now let's cut the other tentacle. Slowly getting there. Don't have much place to maneuver. At least the projectiles are slow. Alright, I wanted something, but it's away. It's not good, really. Not sure what's the element on the right. The bar, the long bar. Not sure what that is. I'm trying to do some damage. 14 damage at a time. I died. Yeah. Alright, so let's try another one. Another one would be the Kraken. That's the 3 I have. 3 out of 14. Right. I was trying him before when I had something opened, some other games, and it was super slow. And now it's super hard already. Yeah, I'm almost barely dying all the time. Which is okay with bullet hell games, but usually have some margin of error or some, you know, a way to heal or a way to make a build or pick the way you shoot. But it doesn't really happen. Okay, I'm gonna try to do this turret from here. Oh my goodness, this is bad. Going through it, this is the repel. Yeah, this is not sure if that's what I should have been doing, but maybe. Now it's not responding, which is pretty much death in a game like this. I think it's Steam choking or the game choking, not sure. Now it's running okay. Okay, last one, last element, turret again. Yeah, I can try. Cut it off, get something else. Repel. Let's go to the core. Or try at least. Not sure if I can kill this one. I don't think so. Let's try to go from there. From the top. It's not going easy. And my damage is non-existent. Not sure how much I do, to be honest, because it doesn't say. Last time I had like 14 and we still died. You know, if I had HP it would be okay, but with one shot, one death, it's just ridiculous. So I might do it. Not sure if this is the end. Probably not. Not, it's just the first phase. Yeah. So it escalates. Basically, it escalates like this. I'm gonna stop after this one. I think 3 bosses is enough. Of course, I would have to kill those to progress. Then I will wrap it up. Tell you what I think in general. As you can probably guess, I'm not very satisfied with this game. Probably because I played a better one. It was something. I always forget the name. Something about her heart. Was also a bullet hell game with a lot of more content. Right. So I can expect more from this. But it doesn't happen. Yeah, I died. Okay guys, so this is how it works. This is how you play. You try and, well, you achieve this much or less, or maybe you unlock more bosses and that's it. So the whole game is in here, in this one boss fight, when you try to collect upgrades and kill the boss by hitting his weak points. As you can see, there's lots and lots and lots of leaderboards, and it's all timed. So basically, better time means better position. Maybe also the percentage kind of counts if you would die, but maybe it gives you some score anyway. Do I like it? To be honest, not really. I mean, I would be okay with the pixel art form if it had way more content. It was actually a full game with bosses in between. Or if you could at least build up your ship the way you want, not just pick up, not even always pick up the thing you want, because you have to pick one of the two, or you have to pick singular upgrades. If you fail, you of course won't have the ship you want. You pretty much always die from one shot unless you have a shield, so that's just pretty much it's an insta-gip bullet hell. So this is not the one I like. I would very much prefer to have a way to make a tank, to have some shield with proper strength, some regaining HP, regeneration, maybe have some more elements to the ship itself, like different cannons, some drones around. And there are games that do it. There are games that do the similar form. There's usually also normal enemies. Aside from normal enemies, there are bosses, not just bosses. And there's better ship composition. There's at least a couple of games. Actually, I was reviewing one of them, actually two of them, but I forgot the names. So I will leave it for you as a homework. I'm just gonna say that there are already better games that do similar thing, but with more content. They are not based on leaderboards. They are more like based on finishing the game and unlocking all the content and building up your ship. The games that are based on score or leaderboards are completely not what I'm interested in. From the point of view of how it's done technically, it's done badly because it's very prone to slow down. I mean, if you just idle one or two crappy games in the background, it's gonna slow down to a crawl, which you can probably use to make the game easier, but that's not probably what was designed. I can also see that they want to probably build some community around it. Maybe there is some discords and stuff like that. I'm totally not interested. I would rather just want to have a long and proper game, and this is definitely not what I was expecting. Let me just check that game that I was playing. Yes, it's called The Void Reigns Upon Her Heart, and it's way better, much longer. I was playing it for 11 hours and didn't finish. It's just ridiculously a lot of content. This one is definitely worse. When it comes to price, it's not the best as well. Let me just check again the price of the game. It's probably $10 or something. Let me just check if I'm right. Probably I am. Yeah, it's over. Actually it's $12. $12 for 14 bosses. That's ridiculous. It's pretty much $1 for a boss. and that's the whole game. That's all you do. You fight those bosses, you compete with people, and that's it. You probably fail a lot until you can beat one, and then you go move to another one. So I am not satisfied, to be honest. Well, it should be cheaper for sure for what it offers. I'm not even too happy with the concept of fighting just the bosses. I think that's okay if you have other stuff in between. Um, Even if there are bosses in other games, there's usually some more concept to building your ship the way you want. It can have modules, it can have upgrades, it can have levels, perks, and stuff like that. There is a couple of games that are similar to this, not exactly maybe the same genre, but similar. And to be honest, I usually saw more content. I usually saw more upgrades and more customization, usually different enemies plus the bosses, not just the bosses. So I would give it a 3 out of 10. I think it's below standard. It's using bad engine because it slows down. It's using pixel art, so of course we have downgraded graphics, which could be okay if the game had a lot of content, but it doesn't. Content-wise, it's just 14 bosses with multiple phases. There is some upgrades, so yes, the ship will evolve within a run, but it's not very fascinating, to be honest. Well, sometimes you can survive a hit, sometimes you can shoot uh, 2, I guess, or 3, or even 1 special attacks, and plus you can upgrade your damage, but that's it. So that's really not much. Normally you would have those modules explained, you would have some skill tree or perk system or unlock system. There's nothing like that here. So it's just less than average on every area, even technically. So yeah, I think it's a 3. It's just much below standard than it should be. It's not even an average game. I think people who are competitive might want to be interested, especially if they Twitch or YouTube those games as a sort of competitive, streaming. Then maybe. Is it long? Yes, because you will die a lot. So a couple of minutes per attempt. If you have like 10 attempts for every boss, could be an hour to beat one boss. So yes, you could argue it could be 14 hours game, right? Depending how good you are. But if you're awesome, you're gonna burn through the game very quickly. You're gonna, 5 minutes per boss, you're gonna be done in an hour with the whole game. So, it depends on the skill. But it's not the way I like games to be hard. I don't like games to be arbitrarily hard and, deal with it. I prefer where the game is as hard as you make it. If you play badly, it's hard. But if you make a proper build, if you have the knowledge, then it becomes easier. Like Dark Souls, it could be hard, but if you know what you're doing, it becomes much easier. Here it's extremely skill based. You can get hit even once. You have to learn, of course, well, the movement, probably the attack patterns of the bosses. So again, not only skill based but memory based. Very limited audience, I would say. Of course, there are people who like that stuff, but I don't. So I am disappointed, to be honest. I think it's just below standards. So I'm gonna leave you with that. That was Chippy. I give it 3 out of 10. I'm not satisfied, and I'm gonna deinstall the game because I'm done with it. If you want to argue, if you want to show me that there is something I missed, there is something awesome about this game, maybe, then please write it in the comments. I'm just leaving my opinion as it is. This is after I played the game, after I tried. Even if we put aside all the technical problems, which were the main issue, the disappearing leaderboards, the slow game, it's still not very good. 14 bosses, and then what? Then you have some score, you land in some place leaderboards, and then you're done with the game. That's not really very satisfying or fascinating to even think about it. It's not like I'm gonna hack at it. I have better games of the same genre to play if I'm actually going to play for my own pleasure, which I sometimes do. It's not that I don't like the genre. I do. I actually like bullet hell games. Some hell games are done well, but they need to have completely different approach to it. Just like this, the void reigns upon her heart, which is brilliant, I would say. There are even some smaller games doing the same thing better with like 50 levels and also a couple of bosses, but aside from bosses, there were other enemies, and you could build this ship the way you wanted. So yeah, it's just below standard. So guys, 3 out of 10, that was Chippy, and I'll see you guys in the next review, hopefully with a better game.